Welcome to the Sarah Scoop Show. It's time to get the scoop with Sarah.
Hi, I'm Loretta Walsh. I've been an actor for many years. I'm originally from Australia, and I play Florence on When Calls the Heart.
Hi, I'm Loretta Walsh, and I've been an actress for many years. No, sorry. I'm Hrothgar Matthews, and I'm an actor, and I play Ned on When Calls the Heart.
It's been so fun. I think for both of these characters, I mean, Hrothgar, you can speak for Ned, but I know for Florence, this is not we haven't seen this side to her before. We haven't seen this kind of softer, falling in love, wearing her heart on her sleeve so much side to her. And so it's been so much fun to be able to show some different sides to this character. And Hrothgar is so great. And Hrothgar, I'm going to embarrass you now, but I have so much respect for Hrothgar, and I think he's such an incredible talent. And so I really wanted to work with him more than I've had the opportunity to on When Calls the Heart. And so we got to do that this season, and it was so much fun. I think we just had a blast.
And my wife says we have a good chemistry, so I should just.
Oh, that's a good compliment. She's a wonderful actress too.
There we go. Yeah. It's been a blast. It's been fun to explore, like Loretta said, new different kind of areas that we don't know. Normally we were I was stuck in the mercantile, and that was fun. We got to do lots of other stuff like go to parties and whatnot, but it's nice to actually get a peek into into a little more into our lives. So yeah, that was a great exploration this year. It was fun. I'm quite happy to just be in the town and be put where I'm needed. So it was nice to, and quite challenging and kind of interesting to suddenly be asked to actually have a little more to do this year. It was, it was kind of thrilling in a way. I mean, Ned's sort of been going with the flow, and it's just been, I kind of was quite happy to do that. So, but it's nice to. Yeah, I think it's great because it's sort of. I think if as some watching the show, it fills it out a bit more when these people become a little more fulfilled in their lives. So you see them a little bit more. I mean, I got to say, I just love being in that town. I was thinking about this today. It's so much fun to shoot because the town actually exists, and I had a moment. I'm going off topic, but I had a moment the other day where. It was between setups, and I went up onto the hotel, and the hotel has an upper level, which is a balcony, and you can see the whole town there. And there are these moments where it's just, I was taken with, we're in a town. This all feels so real in some way. So it was kind of fun in that regard. I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I'm saying.
I totally echo what Hrothgar said. I was so thrilled to be able to, participate more in some very personal stories this season. I think it was, and the pressure was on, right? It was like, okay, oh my goodness, everybody's going to look at us. We better do a good job. So, but it was thrilling. It was so wonderful. And John Tinker, who is our showrunner, who came on for season 8, was so incredibly collaborative. And he was so open to ideas and feedback, and really working with the whole team in front of and behind the camera to create these stories. And I think When Calls the Heart, it is always going to be a story about Elizabeth Thatcher, who comes to Hope Valley and finds her way and changes the people who are there, for the good. But it is also somewhat of an ensemble piece. So it's been lovely to have a glimpse into the personal lives of some of the other characters in Hope Valley, and I'm here for it. I'm so happy to be here. It's been really satisfying and really fun, and just thrilling to also hear the fans' responses that they've loved having extra information about these characters that they've known for a long time. You know, it was really fun. Siobhan Devine, who directed both episode 9 and episode 10, is actually a longtime friend of mine. I used to babysit her kids probably about 20 years ago. And so I haven't worked with her in a really long time. And so I was so thrilled for her to come on board. And for me, there was such a personal connection because I know her personally. She's championed me for years, as an actor. And so for her to come and to direct this arc, which for Florence is so important and is really the big end of a very big story for her, and on her journey to really healing, I was just so thrilled. And I think she did such a terrific job. And it was challenging because anytime we have everybody in the cast, or a lot of the cast there, they're really long days, because there's a lot of coverage to get. But man, it was fun. It's really fun when we get to all be together.
I lived with Siobhan's brother in Montreal. So for the longest time, whenever I saw her, I'd start laughing because she always reminded me of her brother. So it was nice, as Loretta said, it was nice to have somebody who we had a connection with, because there were moments, of course, when you're getting married where it's kind of intimate or whatever, that you want to be comfortable on set. So it was nice to have, it was nice to have Siobhan there. Yeah, that was a lovely experience. It was great. It was I haven't been married that often, so it was nice to get to do that.
Yeah, me either. I tend to be, like a bridesmaid every now and again. I'm definitely a wedding planner sometimes. But yeah, to actually be the bride was thrilling and fun. And I sort of just feel like this whole Florence and Ned thing has just kind of been a delightful surprise, for all of us. So it was great.
Falling down the stairs, I thought that was kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that so obviously I didn't fall down the stairs. They had a stuntman come in and do that, and the stunt coordinator was a guy that I who had doubled for me 27 years ago on another show. So made me realize, oh, I am getting old. But yeah, that kid nailed it. He did. That was a pretty incredible little role he had to do down the stairs, and so that was, I don't know, that was fun. Got to ride a horse too. I like that. That was fun this year.
I have several favorite episodes. I mean, but I will say the one that I feel like stands out for me is the wedding episode. And I think just because there's so much emotionally going on there, for Florence, and I really dig it when we get to all be together. Like I really love the ensemble. I really enjoy the people who work on this show. And so sometimes you can go for episodes without seeing like certain people because you're just not in scenes together. So it was really fun and really enjoyable. And and it was, I guess it was fun to get all dressed up and be able to do some things in that episode that Florence has not had a chance to do before. So yeah, that would be my favorite.
And we're all together. We're usually all together in the saloon for some reason or another, once a year at least, and that's always a blast. Because like Loretta said, it's odd because we live in a town and we all work there, and we often don't see each other necessarily because you can be shooting a day and then not see half the cast. So it's nice to it is nice to get together. It was fun to shoot the bachelor party this year. Was a great. I had an awful lot of fun shooting that.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah. Beginning was kind of odd because it was a little nervous making to know that everybody was safe and to keep safe. And I think we managed to do that because we didn't have any problems the whole time. And I think that's a tribute to all the organization that takes place behind the camera, right? I mean, there's so much that goes on in terms of just making sure everybody stays safe. That was yeah, that was an interesting time.
Yeah, it was a really interesting time. I certainly, was really aware of all of the things that were going on. But I think that you're right. Behind the scenes, they really did such a great job of making people feel safe and get tested and all of that. So it was such a wonderful relief, actually. I think all of us who work on this show really like working on this show. And I think coming back for 8 seasons has been quite extraordinary. This year in particular, because everybody had been off work and had been at home, to come back to work was an extra layer of gratitude and joy to be there. So I can't really pick any specific moments that I was like, oh, that really stood out for me. But I think just the general feeling was we're usually happy to be here, and this year we are even more happy to be here. Like, it's so good to see you. Let's do something together. This is great. There was really that extra level of like, we want this to go really great, and man, we're happy to be working.
And I got to say, I love the fact that we always go to the same location, that we're always at Jamestown, we're always in Hope Valley, because there's such a familiarity there. I mean, it's sometimes as an actor, you're like, oh, you're getting at 5 a.m. and you're driving to some place, you have no idea where you're going. And all that is taken, all that nervousness is gone when you know that, oh, you're going to work and work is in the same place. And it's in that little town of love. It's just a great, great spot to be. Yeah, I don't have any desires or expectations. I come to it's a new thing for me. It's a challenge that I've kind of just suddenly decided that this is what I'm going to try to inhabit. Is that I don't know where my character is going, and so I kind of enjoy the fact that when I look in the script and okay, so that's it. I'm doing this now, and trying to accept that as an actor is to jump in and go where the river takes me, if you know what I mean. So that's been because so often, for instance, in theater, it's you in theater and in movies and stuff, okay, this is the arc of my character. I'm going from here to here, and so you kind of work on that. And with television series, it's different because you don't know, things evolve and change as you go, and so that. For a while, that was very challenging for me to relax into that and just to accept that you don't know where things are going to go, and you just have to kind of move wherever they tell you, in a sense. So that's been that's been something I've been trying to do of late, is to accept that you have no answer, that you have no direction necessarily. That's my Buddhist answer for that.
That is such a Ned Yost answer. I'm just gonna go with the flow. It's all good.
Yeah, I gotta go with the flow.
I know, because I'm Flo.
Yeah,
now I'm gonna give the Florence answer, which is, I want things to happen. I think that there's so many different places, for the Yosts to go. I would love to see. I'd love to see Ned and Florence either become like a power couple in town, who are movers and shakers and can make things happen. I'd really love to see some personal stories. I'd love to have the kids on and see what their blended family dynamic is. And I think probably for Florence and Ned, because they have known each other for many, many years, they got married pretty fast. I think maybe there's some things that Florence is going to learn about Ned, and Ned is going to learn about Florence that they didn't expect. And so I think there's probably possibility for some
challenges there.
Yeah. As strong-minded and forceful as Florence can be, Ned can be very gentle and understanding, and so that's going to work. Right?
I got crabby this year at one point.
You did.
Yeah.
Which, I think that's maybe something they have in common, is they can both be a bit stubborn.
Right.
So, there might be a little bit of conflict or figuring out to be done there.
I like Rosemary and Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're so great. I really like Rosemary and Lee too. They're so funny and also so heartfelt and lovely. But mine is not a couple, but I love the pairing of Fiona and Hickam. I love, first of all, I love those actors. I love Ben and I love Kayla. I love working with them. And I just think that their dynamic, I'm really enjoying that this season. And whether it goes to a romantic place, who knows? But I really enjoy it when they put characters together that are kind of unlikely pairs, and we get to see how what their dynamic is and how they work together. So that's my answer.
Nathan. I like Team Nathan. And for no reason other than I find his character really likable. I have no inside knowledge and I have no idea where things are going, but that's just me.
I was always Team Nathan. I feel like Florence has always been Team Nathan, and Loretta has always been Team Nathan. I just always really, I loved the emotional connection, that those characters that he has with Elizabeth. But season 8 has really given me a lot to think about with Lucas. I think that he is also so fantastic and a great match for her potentially too. So I can't really decide, but I think I'm definitely Team Elizabeth, and I have so much trust that she will make the right decision for her.
Well said.
I love getting to, just play different notes, of a character. And so for me, as much as I love playing the comedy of Florence, because she's a very particular kind of person, which can be really funny because she's very rule bound. But I really love it when we get to see more of her vulnerability. We get to sort of see what's going on underneath all of that prim and proper, holding it all together and being in control. Yeah, that's my favorite part. Is I like it when we get to see something that's sort of vulnerable for her to share.
Good. I just kind of let Ned be some version of me, I suppose. So my favorite part is, what I like dancing with the other actors. That's what and it's neat to see because different and all of them have a slightly different style. So it's kind of neat to play with everybody. That's really all Ned does. Just
Totally.
in there. Yeah.
We just shot in the Mercantile all day.
Yeah.
So every single scene was in the Mercantile, and it was over different days, and there was different things happening, and it was all when Flo and Ned were kind of like developing a connection, and he wasn't feeling well, but we got to do scenes with
Right.
so many different actors who were coming into that Mercantile. And you're right, everybody works in a little bit of a different way, but it was so fun to kind of be the hosts of the Merc and be like, okay, come on in, what are you bringing in? What are we doing? That is really fun.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, being the hosts, because when you're in the Mercantile and when it was centered around, there was a day or two where it was just one scene after another, and that was a blast.
Yeah, really fun.
And I love how different people work too, because some people are very loose and some people know what they're doing, and it's interesting to kind of get to, because you're playing, right? You're just bouncing off each other in a sense, so it's nice. Yeah, that's a fun challenge.
Yeah.
I don't know if that answers your question, but there it is. Yeah, I think I auditioned originally for something else. I can't remember what. I'm sorry, it was so long ago. And then they're like, "Oh, do you want to read for this guy?" And I was like, "Okay, I guess." And I had no idea that it would end up being 8 years later. Yeah, it was quite extraordinary.
Yeah, I was on vacation when I got the audition. I was in Ontario with my husband and his family. And I remember my agent calling me and going, "Hey, I got you this audition with Michael Landon Jr." And I got the sides, and it was for a different character. It was for the role of Marta Crocker, who was one of the widows. And I had really wanted to do a TV series that was about um, female friendships. That's really, I was searching for a project in which I could express that in a way. And when I got the script, I thought, oh, I think this is it, because this is all about all of these widows who have to put their lives back together and are going to go work in the mines and what have you. So I got on a plane. I said to my husband, "I gotta go, babe. I'm sorry. I need to leave. I feel like I just need to go for this one. I got to be in the room with Michael Landon Jr." And man, I'm glad I did, because then later they called me and said they want to send you to network for Florence. And I was like, "Florence? I didn't audition for her. Oh, I know that character. She's great. She's got, tons of story going on." And then they came back and said, "You got to come back in again." So then I did another callback with Michael, who was so collaborative and so wonderful, just really an actor's director, and then got the part from there. And so it was it was memorable for me. It was a very memorable experience and just a total thrill. And my best friend, Jill Morrison, was also auditioning for the show. And it had been our dream to do a show together in which we got to be friends. And so she played Carla Noonan. And so we got to live out that dream too. So it was, it's been a real blessing.
Oh, I was doing another show that I just season wrapped about a month ago. It was a show called Motherland Fort Salem. It's a Disney show. So I'm playing somebody's dad on that. So there you go.
Yeah, for me, the latest movie that's come out for me is called A Picture Perfect Wedding, which was just on recently in Canada. I don't have US airing dates yet, but follow my socials, and of course I will share that with you. And another movie that is streaming now, which is very different for Florence, a very different part, is actually a horror movie called The Sinners, and so you can find that on all streaming networks.
Thank you for watching The Sarah Scoop Show. Head to sarahscoop.com for more.